Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a great morning. Oh, what a blessed morning. Oh, what a great time we're going to have today, live and in beautiful living color, not from the blue room, but from the big room here at the house. You know, great things happen when you listen to the Clara Luper radio show. I'll be mostly part of your host, but my name is Calvin Luper, and I'll be doing the best that we can do on a day like today. We invite you not only to listen, don't relax. Don't sit back. Don't get too comfortable because you got plenty of time to do that all day today. But get your pen and your pencil and your paper ready because there'll be some things that we'll be talking about. My good friend out there, David Hall. Hey man, looking forward to seeing you. I know I forgot to send you. I didn't forget. I messed around and didn't send that form out to you, but it's coming. It's in the mail. But the mail, like everything else, is running a little slow today. I hope that you out there in our listening audience that you're running a little slow today, getting an opportunity to enjoy your home, getting an opportunity to enjoy wherever you are. I hope that today and the weather haven't brought too many problems to you, but if it's brought any problem, that's good. You know, life without problems is not life at all. So sit back, kick back, wake up that person, wake up that neighbor, call them and tell them that this is the Clara Luper radio show. And after this dynamic selection, we're going to be telling you a lot of good things that should help brighten up your week, warm up your day, and make make Oklahoma City, make our state a much better place. Congratulations, Governor Henry. We're proud of you. But good things are happening. So sit back, get ready. Here it comes now. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Today is a very special day because we're seeing another one of God's miracles, something like snow. I wonder where snow comes from. I mean, what made God think of snow? But then I've gone off into, I shouldn't ask what makes God do what he does, but I should just be thankful that he's done what he's doing. The farmers should be happy. I'm certain that we need the moisture across our great state. I'm certain that there are animals out there, there are people out there that will get a thrill out of this kind of weather. Well, I don't know how it is around your house, but it's a little tough around here. That ice looks good, feels good, but it makes you should make you closer, and hopefully it will make you closer to somebody much stronger than you, somebody that can make a snow, drop it out of the sky and cover the ground with a beautiful white, and my goodness gracious. But I hope that by now, yesterday, when the weather and the roads were better, you had an opportunity to go by hometown IGA there at 23rd and Martin Luther King. If you didn't go by yesterday, you might ought to take a break and wait a few minutes because you should have everything together that you may need to make sure that this is a very, 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 very comfortable day for you and for yours here in this kind of weather. Now, as you probably can tell by now, I'm on the phone because of the fact that that's about the safest way to go. I have good news for those of you who are concerned about how Mom is doing. She's doing real well. She's out of the hospital. She's here at the house, and we're going to try to get her on a little later on during the course of the radio show. And I have to compliment my little brothers over in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Because Tulsa is doing some things over there. I mean, that's a community effort, and I will talk about that. And I promised you last week I was going to tell you where to get your good music and your great sounds and all that. But I know those of you who are up early, you talked to Sterling Mitchell, my no singing buddy, but he can preach better than he can sing. Thank goodness. But Sterling Mitchell has a shop out there, gospel music shop, and that address, keep listening to KTLV, and you know the address on it, but if you need some good music, good gospel music, Sterling Mitchell's is the place to go, and he and Merle make sure that you have the very best and that you get exactly what you want. If they don't have it there on hand, I bet he'll order it for you. But those of you who are concerned about the Martin Luther King Day activities, have no fear. They will happen. They just will not happen on the regular time schedule on the 15th as originally planned. and but they will happen. I believe they were postponed to the 20th. I can't find my notes on that. Boy, it's so much fun doing the show here when you can't find your notes. But we will be celebrating the Martin Luther King holiday with the programs, with the parade. There will be the breakfast. There will be a gathering there at the Ralph Ellison Library and for the silent march to the Historical Center. There will be the bell ringing. There will be the Martin Luther Day program at the St. Paul Episcopal Church at Northwest 7th and Robinson. There will be a parade. We want you to be a part of it. I know by Monday everybody will be kind of tired of being in the house that long. But Monday there will, the 20th, there will be a parade, and we will have an opportunity to continue our celebration of a great man, a great leader, a person that's an inspiration to us while he was living, an inspiration to us while since he's been dead, but a person that has set the example for many of us. I think that should show up in our educational system, that should show up in our religious system, that should show up in our lives, everyday lives, because nonviolence is not just something to talk about. Nonviolence is a way to be. Love is something not to just talk about, but it's a way to be. Religion is not something to just talk about and shout about, but that is the way that we should live our lives on a daily basis. So, Mrs. Walker, Mrs. Hunter, I know that you all have a lot to say. I think I have another line open. We can go from there. And, Lex, I'm going to work you to death today, but then sometimes that's what it has to be. So sit back and enjoy this other great selection that we appreciate you listening to. All right? All right. Okay. Oklahoma City, there you heard it. What God can do, you can see it. You can tell it. Better still, you can feel it. But what you've got to do is take this suggestion, take this opportunity to, sit down and make a list of things that you're going to do to help make this city, the state, a better place. It's a good time for New Year's resolutions. It's a little late because it's a little past New Year's, but we know that. But this is a good listing time. This is a good time. Everybody's going to be sitting down, writing down their bills, trying to see what bill is due. And, you know which ones are due, but which ones you're going to get to. But also, sit back and, put down what you can do to help make our city, help make our state a better place. On Monday nights at the NACP Youth Council meetings, it meets every Monday at the Freedom Center, which won't be happening this Monday, but at the Freedom Center at 6 o'clock. We invite you to bring your kids, bring them, don't just drop them off, but you come in too and be a part of the NACP Youth Council activities, the meetings. We're preparing now for the state meeting that will be coming up in March, a regional meeting that will be coming up, and we want you to be a part of it. As you look at the young people that have participated with the NACP Youth Council, you can see a great difference. As a matter of fact, down at the hospital at St. Anthony and over at Veterans, you go in there and you find young people that have had the influence of the Youth Council advisors and the Youth Council participation, and they are making a difference not only on their jobs but also in their homes. So it's an advantage, and it may seem a little inconvenient for the parents at times, but then when you see the growth that your children can have, that they do have, and the difference that it'll make not only in their education, but in their attitude around the home and around their churches, you'll see that it is definitely worth the effort. Because at the youth council meetings, we just don't talk about civil rights, but we emphasize education. We emphasize respect. We emphasize you doing the very best that you can do, however, whenever you have an opportunity to do anything. And it makes a difference. Just check around. If you know any of the NACP Youth Council members, you can see that they act a little different. They walk a little different. They got a different stride. They're ready to take on the responsibilities of being a responsible citizen. And we'd like to spread that out throughout our whole state, throughout our whole community. We want you come by and see for yourself. I can tell you about it all, but you have to see the difference to understand the difference that it makes in lives. In Tulsa, Oklahoma, I'm looking here at the Oklahoma Eagle, and they're bragging over in Tulsa about a young man. He's not too young, but he's 71 years of age, and he bowling now. This is bowling. I think Clarence Adams and Bertha, you all, and those of us who are bowlers will understand what happened. But the 71-year-old right-handed man bowled a 289 game and rolled a 723 series. That's 3 games. Now that's some serious bowling. But that 289, he had 1 strike to go, and he left that split as inevitable when you get that close. I've never been that close before, but he left that split there. But a 289 games at 71 years of age is still active. I'd like to see, and it brings back to mind the Bryant Center and the bowling lanes there and the good times, the great times that hundreds, thousands of us had when that place was open, and it gave us a place not only to exercise, but a place to meet and congregate. And it wasn't that much violence there. It wasn't any violence, because one thing about a group that was the type group that was hanging out back then at the Bryant Center, they just wouldn't accept a whole bunch of mess. If somebody come in there and they want to bring mess, they'd have to go farther away than the parking lot. And I think that attitude needs to spread throughout the places where the young people and some of us middle ages got to spread it out. If we allow it to happen around us, then it might happen to us, and I don't think that would be it. I have to congratulate also my dynamic neighbor, Mrs. Turner. I'm so glad she made it home. Well, we've had a hospital week in this family. But Miss Turner's home, Mom's home, and you're home. By now, you call that neighbor, you call that friend, and no, I don't have. Yeah, I might come up with a chitlin question shortly, but what I'm going to have to do in order to come up with a chitlin question, I got to make sure I get one too difficult. I enjoyed Sterling's show. He had something about who made the first garden, so I don't know if he ever got the answer on that, but then I'm certain that somebody out there knows the answer to that question. But that's not a chitlin question. I like to let my friends over in the Panhandle know. Yeah, we're hoping that the weather doesn't get too much worse over that way, and we wish you the very best in what you're doing. I'd like to remind all of you that check on those senior citizens that they may not be your friend, but check on them at any rate. Make sure that they are prepared for this type of weather. It would be, it's hard to be prepared for everything, even at, when you're not a seasoned senior citizen. But if you know someone cares about you, you know that someone will call you, or even slip and slide over to their house if you can. Knock on the door, make sure that they're all right. And most of all, you be careful doing whatever you do. But let's check on our seasoned citizens. Let's make sure the babies are bundled up and that they're taking care of their business. Now would be a great time to help them with their homework. I can see some of the parents now trying to help some of the kids with their homework, and it's a difficult thing. But we're going to have it together here. And after this next break, I'm going to commence to ask 2 or 3 questions. What you're going to probably have to do is be patient with us. And if we go with the call-in part, just be patient with us and with your answer, and give the station opportunity to make sure that they have your name and all that before we go on the air. If you have the correct answer to the questions, which I promise you will be extremely difficult, because Mom is not going to be asking them. Because no one has answered my question yet as to how many bubbles are in a bar of Irish soap. I can't imagine that. But all right, Lex, I'm ready for another great one, and we appreciate it. All right? So tell that friend, tell that neighbor to pat their foot, get ready to thump on the table, or whatever it takes for you to enjoy the spirit, enjoy the enthusiasm that it will be a part of your life after continuing to listen to KTLV live and in beautiful living colors, Clara Luper Radio Show. This is Calvin Luper trying to talk his way through it. And Sister Wedgeworth and those other members of Fifth Street that came by and visited Mom, I want you to know that we appreciate it. And Portwood, all of y'all, you know, but we will, you know what you've done, and we want you to know that we as a family appreciate it. Isn't that right, Merlin of Allstate Insurance, or Uniquely You Boutique? So, Lex, I'm going to turn it over to you, man, for about 3 more minutes, okay? Yes, indeed. Not only am I going to walk it, I'm going to shout it. I'm going to sing it. I want the Lord to know how thankful I am. I want the Lord to know how let's all do it together. Let's walk at that talk. Let's shout that talk. Let's sing that talk. Let him know that we're doing the very best we can down here in Oklahoma, in Oklahoma City, and in our respective neighborhoods. I have I didn't tell you the name of that bowler over in Tulsa. The 71-year-old right-handed young man, old John Richardson. He threw that 723 series. Was it 723 series? That's some serious bowling. I know those of you out there who are bowlers are probably just salivating at the mouth, trying to figure out when you will ever have a 723 series. That's some serious rolling. But whether you bowl or not, the point is doing the very best that you do whenever you have an opportunity to do it. This part of the program is being brought to you by Gates Barbershop. Now, Phil and Mr. Gates and the other young man up there, they're there for your convenience and for your appearance. You know, they don't make you beautiful, but they help you a lot. And I mean, if you start out with something that's a little rough and rugged, Gates Barbershop, I'm certain that they can fix it up and make it look a lot better than it was when you came in there. Go by there and tell them you heard about it here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. I'd also like to brag on another young lady, a young lady that I know real well, a young lady that sells the very best in insurance, a young lady that sells the very best in women's apparel, a young lady that does catering. That's none other than my dear sweet sister, Merlin Hildred. And the phone number at Merlin's office is 843-0811. She'll help you with any of your insurance needs. If you have that very special lady in your life and she needs something, she may not need it, but you can go out there and surprise her with some of the beautiful items that Merlin has on sale. That she and Sherry and April, they take care of you. Of your apparel and accessories and all of that. Shoes, that's 730 West Britton Road. As I said, this part of this program has been brought to you not only by Gates Barbershop, but Hometown IGA, where if you haven't gotten it, when you get a chance to get it, make sure that you get you some salt or something to make your steps, make your entryway to your home, make that as safe as possible. If you have to go out, you just go and make sure that you go out. Keep telling you to make sure. Well, if you want to go out just in some little summer pants or something, like your fault. But if you go out, dress in layers so that you will be warm and be prepared for this type of weather. It's a common sense approach here, and the common sense is that you need to make sure that you are safe. Make sure that your home is safe. If your water's not dripping, that's what you got to do to keep them pipes from breaking. Some plumbers out there are probably just hoping that you don't. But if you don't, the plumbers will be happy to come by, and they probably won't. Some of the plumbers I know won't charge you that much, but believe me, nothing is more inconvenient than having a busted water pipe. So take all the winter precautions that are necessary, and that you've heard about over the years, and that you know about from your own experiences. But give the plumber some business if you want to just close up your faucet and let a pipe bust. But then the plumbers won't mind, but then I'm certain that your household and everybody else in there will be kind of upset with you if you haven't taken the necessary precautions on your water. I have an announcement here regarding a young man who died Friday, January the 5th, in Kansas City, Missouri. And his funeral will be in Kansas City today at 11 a.m. And that's a friend of ours, a young man that graduated from Dungy High School, and his family is there in Spencer, Oklahoma. That's Jimmy Guest. And all of us will feel the loss of Jimmy Guest and the influence that he had on the entire Dungy high school community, the Dungy area, the Spencer area. And we want to send our sympathies out to the family and want them to know that we too appreciate the time that we had to spend that we spent with Jimmy Guest. We too appreciate the time and the influence that he had on our lives, not only as a good student, but as a good friend and as a source of laughter. Many times he kept a smile on his face, and he made sure that if you were around him, you had that smile. But then I'm going to go now to our chilling questions. I don't know how we're going to handle this, Lex, but what we do is, we'll just take the answer, and we'll get back with them if they leave their number with you if we can't get them on the air. But I know this will be a difficult question to answer. What was the first coin honoring a black American? What was the first coin honoring a black American? Question number one. The second question was, who organized the March of Washington of 1963 and the first Freedom Ride in 1947? I'll tell you the answer to those questions before we get off the air, but I hope that you call the station there, 672-1220, and give Lexa something else to do. But the question again was, what was the first coin honoring a black American? The second question was, who organized the March on Washington of 1963 and the first Freedom Ride in 1947? I'm sure that by now you know that we ask questions not only in civil rights but on black history. And it's important that we understand, that we realize the important role that black people have played in our state, in our nation. It's important that we realize that the important role the black people, descendants of slaves or either slaves themselves, have played in the development of our country. If you ever go to Washington, D.C., just look around. You see what some slaves, as slaves, did. But then you can also see the effect that that their work has done. Even though we were slaves, our forefathers were slaves, they still did work that they were proud of. And if we can keep that attitude, not the slave mentality, but the attitude of doing our very best, that continues to make a difference. You can do it. There are many different ways you can do it. I'm sure you'll think of something to make a difference. If you have trouble thinking of something to make a difference, contact Roosevelt Milton with the NAACP adult branch, or come by the Freedom Center on Monday nights at 6 p.m. and be a part of the NAACP Youth Council. Or better still, get active in whatever organization that you would like to work with. If you remember no, I'm not going to say Ku Klux Klan. I thought about that. But even if you are a Ku Klux Klan, understand that we're all in this mess together. You can wear your robe, but then we have some robes that we as black folk can wear too. But what we want to do is bind together, pull our nation together, pull our city together, pull our state together, and reach out across the borders. Let everybody realize the American dream, the dream the young man had. You've heard him talk about it. And that's Dr. Martin Luther King, whose birthday we will be celebrating, whose activities have made us, changed us all. So, Lex, I'm going to go back to that. I doubt if we have an answer to those questions yet. But if we...
Actually, Calvin, we do have a caller that wants to come on and answer that question.
Oh, okay. Can I do it?
Go ahead.
All right. Welcome to the Clara Luper radio show, where we're cold, but we're live and in beautiful living color. How you doing, caller?
Fine.
Good. Do you have an answer?
Yeah, the first black stamp, I think, was Marian Anderson.
Oh, that's a very good answer, but it is so wrong that if I could make a snowball, I'd throw it at you. You know? But that is so wrong. Good attempt. Marian Anderson did. What else did Marian Anderson? What did she do that brings her to your mind? The caller's gone. But Marian Anderson played a prominent role in doing her best. And what she did so well, they can't even duplicate that sound, that activities and that enthusiasm, that appearance that Marian Anderson had. It still thrills us all when we get an opportunity to listen to her songs. I bet Sterling got some of Marian Anderson's records out there at the Gospel Workout, Gospel. Studio there, but you call Sterling, he'll tell you more about Marian Anderson. But better still, you look it up yourself. The internet is available, but if that's not available, go get encyclopedia, and then while you're looking up Marian Anderson, share that information, share that history with those young people who are home today and will be home tomorrow, maybe. Will probably be home Monday, so you have an opportunity to study black history and to share that black history, and that will make a difference in our educational system. That will make a difference in our new schools, thanks to maps, or in our old school, thanks to parents. But if our students, if our friends, if our young people understand their history, then you can see a change in their attitudes when it comes to having an opportunity like we have here in America to learn, to go to school every day, and to be taught by people that have gone to schools and learned and gotten their masters, gotten their bachelors, and then come back and want to be involved with your young people. It takes a lot to be a teacher, and everybody doesn't have that touch. And I'm certain that you know that. I'm preaching to the choir here. I'm telling the choir the same thing that they already know. But we can help them as parents by preparing our young people to want to learn, to want to study, and to use this time like this on a bad weather day or a good weather day too, to go in there and find out something about our history, and it will make a difference. So I'm going to ask another question there, since I didn't get a correct answer. And then I'm going to throw out another one. But let's see, what shall I do? Oh, okay, here it is. Nobody ever get this one. In what state was the first public school founded for Negroes and Indians? Ooh, that's a good one. That's an education area. In what state was the first public school founded for Negroes and Indians? Okay. I will tell you the answer to all three of those questions before the show ends. If you have to go to a grocery store today, oh, what a beautiful squirrel. If you have to go to the grocery store today, make sure it's hometown IGNA there at 23rd Martin Luther King Avenue, where not only will you get the best in product, you're going to get a reasonable and a fair price, and even better than that, you're going to get some great service by some young people and some those employees